This is ppc.zone October 2025 Challenging Assumptions. I'm your host, Jill Saskin-Gales. I use the pronouns she and her. I'm a Google Ads coach, ex-Googler, and the founder of the Inside Google Ads course, podcast, and book. I created PPC Zone in 2022 to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. Before we get started, I do want to mention that if you're running ads in Europe, Google's consent mode isn't optional anymore. You can't properly track conversions without it, which means your campaigns are flying blind and you're wasting ad spend. That's where our sponsor, Cookiebot by Usercentrics, comes in. Cookiebot automatically manages user consent on your site, and it connects seamlessly with Google Consent Mode. With Cookiebot, your Google Ads campaigns keep their conversion tracking and analytics optimization even when users opt out of cookies. This means more accurate reporting, smarter bidding, and better ROI. I use Cookiebot on my own website. It is quick and easy to set up. If I can do it, you can do it. And it lets me turn compliance into my competitive edge. You can sign up for a free trial of Cookiebot by Usercentrics, all while supporting PPC Zone by going to consent.ppc.zone. That's consent.ppc.zone to start your free trial of Cookiebot by Usercentrics. Consent.ppc.zone. Our final speaker in the zone today is one of the country's foremost leaders on the topic of selling and marketing products on Amazon.com. She is the co-founder of Marketplace Blueprint, a digital agency that specializes in listing optimization and advertising on Amazon. She's going to reassure us that you're not crazy, Amazon is. Unexpected factors that will impact advertising for Amazon. Please welcome Robyn Johnson.
Hello, I am so excited to share. Amazon is a backwards, upside down place. I tell people that it's kind of like Disney's Alice in Wonderland. It looks like a butterfly, but it's actually a bread and butterfly. So if you're struggling on Amazon, here's some things that commonly cause issues. I'm not going to get too far into who I am, but I've been eating, sleeping, breathing Amazon for about 15 years. So I'm excited to share. Now, Amazon looks like a search engine, just like every other search engine, but it behaves very differently. It's the most capitalistic search engine on earth. What Amazon cares about is conversions. And so that means that ads impact organic. And that completely changes the way that we strategize because we start with a great listing, we start with focusing on SEO, but then we really rely on Amazon for organic ranking that we use advertising and coupons to cause conversions, which then lead to reviews, which optimizes the listing, and so on and so forth. So when we're looking at Amazon, we want to remember that Amazon on advertising is like fighting with a toddler. Pick your battles, but win at all costs. So what doesn't work on Amazon is trying to just get incremental sales or spreading a small budget across a lot of products and a lot of keywords. You want to focus in on what advertising targets are actually going to cause you to get organic rank for keywords that are not overly broad, but that will convert really, really well for your product. Now, the other thing to consider is that some ad types on Amazon, sponsored products and sponsored display, will only run when you have the buy box. So if you run out of stock, that's not a big deal. The ads will stop running. Sponsored brands will run even when you don't have inventory on hand or a reseller is selling. The thing that makes that tricky is if you are doing sponsored products for something that comes in red, blue, and green, and you're selling red, blue, and a reseller is selling green, that even if you're out of stock of those other two colors, there's always going to be some people that come in from one ad type, and then they might pick a different color or a different size. So when you're running variations, it's important that you own the buy box on all of the variations in that product detail page. Inventory also is impacted by ad performance. So for sponsored products, Amazon will start showing that inventory for ads when the inventory is not even at Amazon's warehouse, but on the way. And Amazon customers, as one of them, I will tell you, we are spoiled brats. We expect everything now. And so when your delivery time says a week out, it might as well not be even available. So what we want to make sure that ads that are going to show an extended date are not going to have ads because that can tank your ad performance and cause you to negate important keywords. So we recommend that you turn ads off unless there's there's other circumstances. That if there's less than 2 weeks of inventory, you turn ads off before you run out. And then we only turn them back on once the inventory is fully received at Amazon, not just at the warehouses, but completely available. The other issue is buy box issues. So if you are in low stock or out of stock, then that can cause some problems where it might show a longer delivery date, or it could show, or you might have some deliverability issues because the inventory is not close to the customer that's looking at the product. The other big one is resellers. If you have a lot of resellers, especially if you're selling something in brick and mortar and you're trying to sell it direct to consumer on Amazon, if they have a lower price, or you could be sharing the buy box. So there's very specific strategies that come in when you go into bigger box distribution and when you have a lot of wholesale resellers that are selling your product alongside with you. The other last one that gets brands that seems unexpected is the price suppressions. So if Amazon sees that there's a better price on Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart, then it will take away the buy box, keeping you from running ads, and it will hurt your conversion rate. So we need to be thinking, even in other distribution channels, of how pricing is, and sometimes setting up Amazon only SKUs or retail only SKUs to help making sure that those are materially different, to make sure that you're able to have consistent ads on Amazon. The new thing is that Amazon is in its compliance era. So we are really eating, breathing, sleeping a lot of different kind of compliance issues. If you're dealing with getting verified in Brazil, you're not the only one. You have to have a passport in order to get that to go through. And then with things like you could get your ads could get shut down, or your listing could get shut down because of a missing compliance document, a listing policy, and it could even be something like, if you have an antimicrobial sock, you can't say antimicrobial or deters mold if you don't have an EPA registration number. So knowing Amazon's policies are what's really vital to keep your products alive. And then VOC is voice of the customer. If you're not checking your voice of the customer at least twice per week on Amazon, you're really missing out. It is how we identify products that could have an ASIN restriction before that happens. It saves our clients thousands and thousands of dollars every year in lost sales. So make sure you're reviewing voice of the customer and proactively changing and updating listings, even if you think that the complaints that the customer has aren't valid. Amazon can be an upside down and backwards kind of place. So if you ever need any help or want to reach out for support, you can reach out to me via email or LinkedIn.
Thank you so much, Robyn, for sharing your unique perspective and insights with us in the Zone. If you'd like to connect with Robyn Johnson, you can find her on LinkedIn. Our next event will be in December 2025, and we are confirming the lineup right now. So if you would like to apply to speak at an upcoming PPC Zone event, you can do so on our website at ppc.zone. Thank you one more time to our sponsor, CookieBot by Usercentrics, for supporting our mission to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. You can learn more at consent.ppc.zone. I'm your host, Jill Saskin-Gales. Be sure to follow me on LinkedIn and/or subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss future PPC Zone events. I look forward to seeing you next time in the Zone.